Just oh hey. Hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it
Hey,
going?
Chester.
How are you guys
Good. Hey,
doing?
it's good.
All right, amazing. All right,
Is
let me
Paul
just.
on? Oh, there he is. Okay.
All right. Um, I see your partner's trying to join us.
Yeah.
So how are things going from your end?
Um, they're going okay. Hey, Paul.
Hey,
Hello.
We're still getting sales on Teachable from our course, and we haven't done any paid advertising. Paul has been done the lion's share of migrating the course to Kajabi. What
okay.
we're what we're having trouble with, and just want to get your quick review on this, is it's not as intuitive in terms of the flow and the pipeline as maybe I'm used to, and just had a couple of questions because I think we're pretty close. Paul, I think you would agree to launching, and I think we're ready to scale. As your course has done a good job teaching us how to, but just want to get your thoughts on kind of where we are with Kajabi and any tweaks that you may have.
Okay, got it. So, I suppose the best place to start is at the end. So, what is just to clarify, what is your goal with this online course, say by the end of 2022?
30,000 a month.
Okay, got it. And where is it right now?
It's less. I mean, it's less than probably around 1,000, less than 1,000 a month.
Okay. And how much is your course right now?
Or it's 497, but we have partnered with Sutter Health out in California to offer them a discounted price of $97. Just that was like initially our beta. I was keynote speaker out there, and so that was kind of part of the deal. I would give them access to this course.
Okay, got it.
So
And how many students do you have right now?
we have probably about 100 students. We also sold it to a fairly big ER group in the Midwest. They have about 250 students that they purchased the course for, again, at the discounted price of $97.
Okay, so total 350, would you say so?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. And right now, so it sounds to me that just so I understand your business better and be better able to serve you. How are you guys generating leads and new customers?
We're really, so right now we've made so far about $40,000 in revenue without any advertising. The only without any paid advertising. The only thing we've done is people who will give, I do podcasts, I do webinars, that kind of stuff. And at the end, we'll give a promo code or something like that. That's about it.
It like professional networking and contacts is is predominantly how, wouldn't you say, Sanj?
Yeah, and it's not really, Chester, the reason we signed up for your course is because we wanted to have an organized strategy of marketing. To date, it's just been kind of, I'll do this, somebody else will do that, and we haven't really had a cohesive, coherent strategy for marketing to scale this. But what we have had is we've had proof of concept. So we've got very good testimonials. We've got people referring their friends to sign up for the course, and so that's all been positive for us.
Okay, that's good. So essentially, right now, you guys are generating new students from podcasts, webinars, network, but it's not really as organized or as consistent or predictable as you would like.
Correct.
Okay, got it. And your sales process is essentially them coming onto your page and then them clicking on the button and going to your checkout page. Is that correct?
Yeah, so right now, we have the link in Teachable, which I think I had sent you before, but I can put it in the chat. So it's our landing page, and then the landing page is yeah, they sign up for it there. If there's a promo code, they enter it there.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, cool. So right now, I would say, so what would you say is your biggest challenge outside of this?
I mean, I think this is it from my perspective. I don't know, Paul, if you have anything else, but I think we want to get the funnel built, the funnel optimized in terms of the pages, and we've got some ads that I don't know if your email, Chester, is hello@chesterzoda.com or not, but we have mock-ups of the ads as well based on your course when we went through all that stuff.
Yep.
And so I think we're ready to go with the Facebook ads. We just want to make sure that the landing page and the pipeline, once we start paying for them and targeting them in Facebook, is there. So I guess a couple things we wanted to kind of get your advice on is, one, the ads, and two is the pages in the pipeline in Kajabi.
Okay. I mean, the ads look good. And the only thing I might change is make sure you're speaking directly, calling out your ideal student slash customer. So for example, if you guys are marketing to doctors specifically, then a picture that shows either someone in a white coat or scrubs, like this would communicate effective to healthcare providers, right? This would also call them out. Whereas this one may be too much text. The Facebook algorithm tends to optimize really well if it's showing people with faces or like blue skies, nice oceans, smiling, typically like what you would expect Facebook to reward, which is behaviors that are like happy people showing their faces or in a white coat or in scrubs, something like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's good. That's good advice.
Yeah. And I would even like, I think out of all four of these ads, this one is the best because it calls out directly their pain point, which is, hey, don't burn out. That's their pain point. And then who this is for? It's for doctors, right? Whereas these ones, they might not be as direct to call out what these people actually want, their pain points and their desires, right? And so things like invest in yourself. This might not necessarily be it's not as direct, like it's something that I would probably scroll past.
Okay.
Do you think we could add some word or two on there, like physicians and burnout, or something like that? Or I'm not as much as that one as the one with the broken heart thing.
Sure. So so your question is, should we add what? Sorry.
You're saying, I think I heard you say that you think it would be best for us to like mention physician in each one of each ad as it stands somehow, so that they know directly it's tailored to physicians, because I think that's one of the I think that should be a strong suit of ours, is like our tagline, or not our tagline, but one of our mottos is for physicians by physicians. In other words, there's tons of self-help stuff out there on the web. We kind of feel like one of the value propositions is we are we created this just for physicians, and it was created by physicians. Does that make sense? So
Yeah, it makes sense. What would you say is your mission statement? Like, let's start there.
Well, one of the big mission statements is to give physicians the tools to help them stay in and just keep practicing medicine. There's too many people that are helping people leave the practice of medicine, coaches and stuff like that. We wanna help people continue to practice medicine, but just do it better. Um,
Helps physicians keep practicing medicine, but better.
or reclaim the joy and meaning in the practice of medicine.
Okay.
That's
I
And
feel like we're in I feel like we're in a college course and we can't remember the answers to the test stands because we early on in the course we wrote the mission statement
we
and
did. We went through
we
all
have
this
it in
stuff.
one of those documents.
no problem, no problem. So this is your website, right? So I'll just look at
Yeah.
what you guys say over here. Um, okay, this is good. This is good. Like, so these are the pain points, the burnout, the bad solutions. They want to keep practicing medicine, but in a more meaningful way. They want to claim back I think claim back the joy is a good one. Um, we've previously ran ads also using this angle, and it's quite effective because I mean I know for sure a lot of my colleagues are just so burnt out they don't know if there's a better way, but they still want to stay in medicine. You know.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, good. Okay, that gives me a better idea of what you guys are doing. So, help physicians reclaim the joy of practicing medicine without burnout. Would you say so?
Yeah.
Okay. So, in terms of your ads, I would just use something that calls out to physicians specifically. So, something like this, they might not like it doesn't like it's not as direct, right? It's just someone. First of all, I don't know who this is talking to. Other than
Yeah.
RX, I might know
Mm,
that we're talking to healthcare providers,
that's a good point. That's a really good point.
but I don't know who you're calling out though. Now, this one is a bit better because it is like where we are using like bluish hues, which tends people tend to correlate with medicine. There's also like the medical equipment over here, and then there's a um, but I would still want to call out specifically to doctors because you don't want nurses clicking here,
Yeah.
right?
What if we just had physicians at the top and then said,
Mo- yeah, moving the needle for physicians or something like that.
Yeah, I think moving the needle maybe a bit too vague because you want to just directly press on their pain points. That's how you just want to be as direct as possible. Um, keeping it in mind, I mean, I'm assuming you're mostly marketing to the US, but if you start
yeah,
expanding into other countries, then things like moving the needle, they might not translate as well, say in Europe or
Mm.
in like Southeast Asia. I don't know where you guys plan to market, but moving the needle
well,
may
actually,
actually
we are going to expand in there because Paul has done, he's lectured all internationally and has a lot of contacts, particularly in Southeast Asia. So that is kind of phase two for us.
okay, fantastic. So in that case, moving the needle may not translate as well.
Right. All
Um,
these cliches might not translate at all. That's a good point.
yeah. So I would just say I would agree with Paul, like attention doctors, right? Attention doctors. And then just make it as simple as possible. So like a cross emoji, cross burnout, cross uh getting overworked and underpaid. Um, something like that to be as direct as possible.
Okay.
That's my comment on this one. This one is the best one out of all four. So because this one just calls directly to the pain point, right? Don't burn out. I think having a doctor here do this pose would be perfect, right? And you can probably, I'm assuming you're using stock images over here, right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay, great. I'm sure there's plenty of other stock images of like, if I were just to do a quick Google search of
Okay. So yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can change that.
we can get that. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, these ones are kind of these ones are obviously a bit I suppose unprofessional, but to be honest, it works quite well on Facebook. Things like
Mhm.
this, people tend to go on Facebook for memes and funny images. So this one would slide right in, and
Okay.
this one is the perfect. Don't burn out. Um, don't burn out. For doctors by doctors, right? That's your tagline, and then that would be very clear on who you're talking to. You're only targeting doctors. This is really helpful because then the Facebook algorithm can actually optimize. Otherwise, it's going to serve you random people like nurses or other healthcare providers, or even just random, like, I don't real estate agents or people working at Walmart that might resonate with the don't burn out, right? And so you want to just call them out. Don't burn out, for doctors by doctors, and have a image that looks like this. And then that would be very specific. Like, as a doctor, if you scroll past that and your burnout, then I would definitely, you would have my first 5 seconds of attention, right?
Okay. So we'll go with this ad first and just run that for,
Make those changes he's talking about, and then run with that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, amazing. Sounds good.
Chester, what did see if you can go back to that landing page that you had for us on Teachable? Do you think that's a decent landing page? Because the one we built in Kajabi is more streamlined, like you have yours, or do you think this is too wordy and we should, or maybe we should show you the one that we put in Kajabi, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, um,
Yeah, so I think this one is, I mean, you guys have been able to generate 40,000 in revenue just with this landing page. I think most of it though was because you guys were like using your network and using
yeah,
people that already know you, right? A page like this won't work as well when it comes to cold traffic. So when you're running ads to a complete stranger, this one simply won't convert as well. The main reason why is because, well, first of all, this is very hard to read, even with just the background of image. The second thing is keeping in mind 80% of Facebook users come from mobile. So what they're seeing is essentially this. That's what they're reading on their mobile phone. And so for them to really like get the benefit of this landing page, they would have to scroll down, they would have to consume this content. By the way, this image, you can use this as an ad. Like this one would be perfect. Like Dr.
Yeah.
Burnout, it's like very, you instantly understand what's going on in just 1 second. So you can run this as
okay,
an ad with just some text. Um, and most people, especially those coming from social media, they won't have time to scroll through all of this stuff. Um, they won't have time to go scroll through all of this stuff to actually learn more. And so that's part of the reason why we provide that landing page template to make things as easy as possible. And if you do, you guys have that set up yet, or do you,
yeah.
I put the URL in the chat, Chester,
nice?
so, for one of the pages. The one I think we're using for our main landing page.
Okay, nice. The template that we provide looks something like this. Do you guys have access to that? It's the one that is very simple, has a title, has a subtitle, two giant buttons, and three key points. Do you guys have that?
I don't think so. Unless is it in the course or something downloadable from the course that we can load up into Kajabi?
Yeah, 100%. It's in step 2 of the program.
Okay.
So the reason I mentioned that is because like all of our star students, they use something similar. So let's see. Let's see. All right, there we go. So all of our star students, they use something similar. And the reason why this works so well is because it just directly calls out who you guys are serving, right? Number one, there's the face to build trust. There's three key points. You already have this, to be honest. You already
Uh-huh.
have this over here, right? You can just choose your best three
Take the
key
best
points.
three, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The buttons are very important, primarily because most people, 80% of people coming on will be coming from mobile. And you want to keep the buttons above the fold. Above the fold is essentially a word that they used in traditional marketing back when people had newspapers, right? Um, and it's above the fold, meaning that the button is clickable before you even scroll down. Right.
Oh, okay.
And so it directly gets my attention. There's a title, how to grow my cash-based practice, even if you have no experience. So how to get benefit without roadblock, how to get yay without boo. And that's the best way to do, that's the best and most direct way to call out to your audience. An example for you guys specifically would be how to claim back the joy of medicine without burnout. And then you can say flourishing physicians masterclass or thrive RX masterclass on top. And the reason why this template works so well, does all of this make sense so far? First,
So this isn't his course. This is a masterclass free training that will then get them to the course to buy the course, right?
yeah.
His course is not called masterclass, right? It's a different something else.
Um, his course is called the Optometry Master of Orthokeratology Masterclass. Yes.
Oh, it is. Okay.
So what it looks like essentially is but before we talk about the next steps, the reason why this landing page works so well is because there's only one thing that people can tend to do, which is click the button. There's nothing else they can do, right? They can't click this. Oh, well, actually they can click this, but they shouldn't be able to click this. And whatever they click, it just leads them to the same scenario. And this is very important because when you're spending like in the beginning, you're spending like tens of dollars on ads per day or hundreds of dollars per day, especially as you start scaling up thousands of dollars per day, then you don't want to waste your advertising budget on people that are just clicking elsewhere on the page. A thing like so a page like this, for example, there's too many things I can do. I can either click this, which leads me to open up a new page. I can scroll down, I can watch this video, but then people have such a short attention span that they might just get distracted here and you won't collect any valuable information. You're also not collecting their email, their names, and their potentially even their phone numbers. And most people, they won't have the attention span to even scroll down and read all of this information, which is
Okay.
why a landing page like this is perfect because it's the most minimum viable. There's nothing else you can do except click this button. If you want this, click this. If you don't want this, go away. And that is the most important thing, especially when you start running ads, because the algorithm optimizes based on how many people and based on the characteristics of the people that actually opt in. Meaning, if you get a lot of people give you their email and they're not even doctors, then your Facebook algorithm is it's almost like training a dog. They're got trained to hunt for the wrong prey, if you will. But if all the people that come in are doctors that want to practice medicine without feeling burnout, i.e., the people that satisfy this first line, then the Facebook algorithm is going to optimize, and therefore your advertising is going to be very cheap, and therefore you're going to make much more profit on your advertising.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Does that make sense?
this, yeah, that's really good. So I remember seeing something about a template, but that's actually, I think, built into Kajabi from the course too, right? From your course, I think.
Yeah,
Isn't
we
it like
provide the
uploadable?
templates. We provide the templates. You just have to fill in the blanks with your title, your 3 key points, and that's it. If you want to have testimonials or if you want to show you guys, that's also really helpful. That way, they know you guys are doctors. They know who you guys are talking to.
Okay. Can we have, so there's 4 of us in this company. Can we have 4 pictures up at the top, up there, and then the testimonials down below, or should we just have our bios kind of down below, you think? Or
I would say if you guys have a group picture, then you can just include it here, like all 4 of you guys standing together. something like that, that would be perfect. Or even if you don't, then just add like a montage, all 4 images here.
Okay,
Yeah. Um,
testimonials
I'm
below.
thinking about that though on a phone, Sans, to his
Mm.
point of most people entering by phone. I just think we should put a picture of you or Jordan, as you know, as the face of the course. We could introduce the team at some other point because if you think about the screen space on a phone,
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can talk
eh,
about that.
yeah.
That's fine.
But and
Uh,
I think and from your course, I think the testimonials you think are powerful, right? And I think that's what should go below the fold, if you will, on this page.
100%. I personally don't use testimonials just because I want to keep it really as simple as possible.
Okay.
And you can see like most of our successful students, they're doing something similar, right? They have the 3 key points, and then it's a very simple landing page. I help Asian island patients get the best results with minimal complications by choosing the right surgery and the right surgeon. Like that is very clear. Um, anyway, I just want to quickly go through this webpage. Essentially, once people opt in, they give you their email, and then they join the training, and then that's when you have the free video. And that's where, for example, like Paul suggested, you guys can introduce the other members of the team. You guys can talk about what you guys do, and so on and so forth. And at the end, and so basically, what this does is that it only requires 10 minutes of their attention just to watch this video, but you can summarize everything on this page. Like, okay, so this is what we do. We help doctors do this, do that, without this, without that. We have 5 simple steps inside our program. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. This is who we work with. We only work with doctors. This is who we don't work with. We don't want to work with these types of doctors. Like for example, I don't know, like people that aren't willing to, that don't prioritize their mental health, uh, people that don't want to improve their. mm, You basically want to disqualify as many people that you don't want to work with as possible. And then finally, you can have a call to action and say, "Hey, so if you're interested in our program, we were then click the link down below and enroll." And that's going to take them to the checkout page where they can purchase your course at whatever the price it is.
So
okay.
the video. Let's go back to that for 1 second. The video that you're giving them now, after you've captured their email, is this a video that still describes the course and the process of what they'll get from the course in more detail, or is this an actual sample of the course?
This is not about the course as much as it is about the transformation. So, for example, I mean, I've worked with people that are also helping doctors with burnout. Um, I won't mention their names, but you guys will know who they are if you guys are familiar in the physician coaching space. But essentially, here's the title. Then you want to first of all talk about the pain point, the problem. All right, this is the problem with the medical system. 88%, I don't know, 88% of doctors are severely burnt out. There's 44,000 jobless doctors. Physician suicide is at an all-time high. These are the problems. Boom, boom, boom. Now, uh, now, and that's part of the reason why we created this program in the first place. So here's our story. Here's our Thrive RX team. Meet my team. Here's the 4 of us. We created this specifically to help doctors, for doctors, by doctors, and this is who we work with: A, B, and C. Now this is who we do not work with: A, B, and C. And then how we do this is as follows: we basically, and then you can talk about the transformation, which is up here. There we go. We do this by, first of all, this introducing a new paradigm of positive medicine. Next, we help you with reclaiming back the joy in medicine. We found that, for example, our doctors, mental health, under prioritize their mental health, and that's part of the reason why they burn out. So, step number 2, we help them claim back the joy of medicine. Number 3, we help them get what they want. And then you can talk about that. Number 4, we find work that they enjoy so that they can work on their own terms. And this is almost, you can almost think about this like a MBA designed specifically for physicians. And finally, step number 5, we transcend and integrate this into your daily practice so that you can extract more positivity from your lifestyle and from your career. And so that's exactly what we help you do in Thrive RX. And then you do the call to action. If this sounds interesting, you can click the link down below.
And you think we have up to 10 minutes here to capture their attention?
I'd say, yeah. I mean, my video is
somewhere
like
between
15
5 and 10
minutes.
minutes, maybe. Huh.
Sure. My video is like 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's no hard limit. I know people that they have a webinar that's 2 hours. And it converts like crazy. At the end of the day, it's how you
I
position.
think, Sandra, yeah, I think if we create that, like I'll just, for lack of a better term, call it like a bit of an infomercial, for 7 or 8 minutes with just kind of what Chester just walked through. I think that would probably be better and more contextual than just giving them the single lecture of positive psychology
Of an intro, yeah.
that we were
Okay.
thinking. Because the one thing about giving them a single lecture is they can't contextualize how much other stuff is in the course. Like when with the way he's describing this video, we are able to show them how much you get for $497, you know, like it's all packaged together.
Yeah, I really like that. To be honest, at the end of the day, it doesn't like the only thing that matters is their pain point and their desire, right? Everybody has their current situation and their desired situation. And as long as you can polarize that, to be very clear, right now you are basically burnout. Now we can help you become a flourishing doctor. As long as you can make that transformation very clear to understand, then they will buy your program regardless of how many steps or regardless of what they're going to get. It's almost like as doctors, for example, like if I was an orthopedic surgeon and some dude come into my clinic and had knee pain, right? Or let's say I was a dentist and somebody had tooth pain. It doesn't matter how long the surgery is going to take. He just wants to get that pain um, to stop. And so you can definitely approach this like an infomercial. To be honest, I tend to approach it almost like I'm writing a research paper. So here are the facts. This is how we do the research, right? This is what we did. So for example, like I said, you can put out some statistics. 88% of doctors are burnout, 44,000 jobless doctors. The medical system is broken the way it currently is. You can just list out the facts. You're building up a case, almost a thesis, for it to make both logical and emotional sense for the other person watching it. So you're not trying to hype it up or trying to sound like a salesman. You're just trying to build up a logical thesis, especially if you're talking to doctors. They're going to really appreciate that because it's just fact, 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 fact. This is what we do. This is who we are. This is our story, why we do what we do, our mission behind our company. And this is something that could really resonate with the doctors that you want to reach.
Okay. That's really, really helpful. So we basically just need to streamline our landing page to Chester's template and then recreate the video. Now the video page, Chester, when they go to the video page, it's just the video and then the call to action. That's it, right? From that.
Yeah.
That's it, right? Okay.
Once again, we're trying to keep it as simple as possible. They can only watch the video and they can only click the button.
Chester, can you go into Kajabi really quick, or our Kajabi? I just want to ask you where you put this stuff because it's under website and it's under pages too, or pipeline, and I'm not sure where the downloadable template would be.
Sure, 100%. So it's over here in the course content. There's the resources in step 2. And then obviously there's worksheets and all the pre-built website templates are here.
So if we launch those, then how do we get those into Kajabi itself?
Sure. So there's a lesson on exactly how to set everything up click by
Okay.
click, over here, how to upload the Kajabi template.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. That's a big miss on my part.
Only in mine.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we're good, Chester, on that. You've been really helpful in kind of clarifying what we need to do. I think we'll work on this stuff and then launch it and see where it goes. You know.
Okay, amazing. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, I think once we get this scaled up to where we want it, I think we'll circle back with you about your personal private mastermind as well, because I think we'll be there once we get this stuff off the ground a little bit better. So
Yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, 100%. We can definitely circle back. I think based on what you guys have got, you guys are definitely, I would even say ahead of the game because you already have clients, you already have a proven offer, and you've already generated 40,000 in rev, right? So if you want to get to 30K, really, it's really, if you want to get to 30K, here's what I would do. And you can do this, you can take this and just run with it, right? I gotta hop off in like 15 minutes, but I'll just try to give you a template of what it would look like if you were to dial in everything that we talked about today. So first of all, you're gonna set up the website, um, right? Set up the basically the infinity funnel, and then you're gonna start launching your ads with our predictable marketing system, and then the next step, like if you are able to set up your infinity funnel, launch your ads, and generate an ROI already consistently and predictably, meaning $1 in, at least $5 out, $10,000 in, that's $50,000 out, and you pocket the difference, the profit. If you are able to solve that, ultimately, do you know where that would lead you next?
a lot of money.
Sure.
Well, I mean, I don't know exactly what you're looking for, but our idea is that once we launch this and it starts to grow, is that we start working on like a version 2 or some other kind of course in the same
Hmm.
space. That's roughly what we were thinking, but
Yeah, I was thinking more along Paul's answer as well. So once you like, imagine if you just open up the tap and there's water coming in, and you are indeed making a lot more money. The next thing that is gonna come up is that you're gonna get a lot of customers, and you really need to make sure your operations and your product is down to pat. So everything is completely automated. If somebody joins, they get an instant login and passwords. If somebody's card declines, there's instant emails. So all the operations are down to pat. These are like almost the invisible things, the not too sexy things about business that tend to trip up a lot of business owners, especially in brick and mortar. Because you can imagine, like in the hospital or in the brick and mortar, unless you have the systems down to place, it's going to be havoc. But online, you can just download everything that I built out already and just install it. And so everything can be automated there. You want to make sure your operations is completely automated. That way, it's going to free you up from your time so that you can focus on the highest leverage task, which includes, for example, like Paul said, building out different products. For you, for example, it might be new different marketing channels, new marketing strategies, so you can continue to scale without anything breaking at the back end. Now, once this is dialed in, then you can just repeat launching your ads, scaling your ads to higher and higher levels at ROI, and getting your students great results. And typically, what we've seen to happen is at this point, you are indeed making a lot of money. The next issue that tends to happen with a lot of our mastermind members, and part of the reason I included this over here is, okay, great, we're making 100K per month profit with less of your time. We've dialed in a predictable marketing system to get you more high paying clients and patients, which leads me to the next point. You can consider increasing your price so that you can scale even higher and provide a higher level of service to the students that you're working with, right? You can only do so much with a $500 course. But if you're providing like a $2,000 experience or like a $5,000 experience, you can give the students a much better support and much better. You can give them the transformation that they really need to stop being burnout and continue practicing medicine. Getting your time back by leveraging technology, we already mentioned this. At this point, if our students have completed all three of these steps, the issue becomes like making so much money that you're paying a lot in taxes. So we have some students in the program, like these two doctors over here, that are generating millions per year. And at this point, you're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes. One of these guys is in Europe, so that's even worse. Um, and so you're going to need a very tax efficient strategy in order to minimize your expenses. And finally, step number five is becoming an authority in your space, becoming the leader in physician coaching, burnout. And that's going to position you and the team at ThriveRx to become the authority in that space so that everybody in the medical world, at least in the US, or potentially even as you expand into Southeast Asia, that's when every doctor will know about ThriveRx. You guys will be seen as the global leaders to solve burnout effectively. Um, and that's what we can help you with. The reason I think you guys are a good fit, especially once you guys have dialed in these two things that we discussed, is because you guys have a proven offer already. So you know that there's product market fit, and the only thing, like you're only a few simple tweaks away from making 30,000 per month, which includes the organized marketing strategy, and I think also a pricing strategy, increasing your prices. Because if you think about it this way, all you really need is just 2K per course. Then all you really need is just 15 students to hit 30K. Um, that's basically what I see as the potential of your online course. But obviously, um, you guys need to dial in your tech first and launch your ads first before we can even talk about that step. But I suppose here is the potential that I see in your offer and what is actually possible easily by the end of this year.
Okay. That's really helpful, Chester. Thanks so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, 100%. I'll send you this document. So if you guys want to do this by yourselves, you guys have everything that you need over here. And also, I'll link you to where to set up the infinity funnel or the templates that we already have. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. And we'll
Great.
definitely be circling back because I think what you showed us is exactly where we want to go. So
Okay, amazing. How are you
appreciate
guys
your time.
enjoying the program so far?
Oh, we liked it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it was really well done, and I think we probably just need to, we were just a little all kind of too busy with our day jobs to kind of focus on it in a short amount of time, get it launched and get it done. So that's what I think that's what we're going to try to do in the next 2 weeks here is just to focus on it and get it up and running. So
Yeah, and I think we were, or I was, trying to come up with too many options when people hit our page. This is what he just showed us makes much more sense. Click, you take the free information. Click, you buy the course. Boom.
Yeah. It's a common mistake. So I won't even call it a mistake. It's the common thing to do. But even when I was first starting out, I didn't realize how important it was until I started spending millions of dollars in advertising. That's when I realized just simple things like the font size or the color of your button, they can be the difference between making tens of thousands per month to hundreds of thousands per month. These simple tweaks, especially at higher levels of scale. And so trust me when I say that the infinity funnel, I've tested every nook and cranny. I've optimized it like like a car, like every nut and bolt. I've done everything. I've ran millions of dollars in ads. I've spent tens of thousands in engineering costs to bring you something that might look so boring and so simple, but it works. And so once you guys implement this, especially with your new ads, you guys are gonna hit the ground running.
okay. Well, thanks again, Chester. And once we get it up, we'll post it in the community forum, and and get some feedback from everybody in the community too. So,
All right, amazing. Yeah, keep in touch in the community and ask me any questions there. I'll check in on you guys.
okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Chester. Have a good one.
Thanks so much.
All right, take care.
Okay. Bye bye.